Hello there YouTube, Gamer Ninja here, and welcome back to another deck garage / deck profile. Uh, this is one of the most fun archetypes I've personally had. I love the flavor of them, I just love their design, and they're just so freaking adorable. I just love them, and I love the fact that they are vastly different than almost every other archetype. They have very unique mechanics behind them, and we're going to be talking about none other the Ghostricks. The Ghostricks are a very slow archetype. They tend to focus more on disrupting an opponent's play rather than randomly exploding onto the opponent. And this puts them in an interesting spot where they are both aggressive and defensive. And you'll sort of see what I mean by that later. But that isn't to say that you can't optimize their offensive capabilities. I'm actually going to be doing not one, but two deck profiles in this video. So I hope you all enjoy. And this first one is probably the more casual of the two. It's a lot of fun, and if done properly, you will probably cause your opponent to want to scream and claw their eyes out. Or maybe they will scream and claw their eyes out. Just make sure that you're not liable for any harm done to your opponent because you used this. But anyway, I digress. Let's get on to the Ghostricks. First up, we run 3 Ghostricks Stein. One consistent thing about the Ghostricks is that they can't be normal summoned unless there's another face-up Ghostrick on the field. So most of the time you have to set them first, or special summon them in some unique way. Also, they can automatically flip themselves back face down, which is pretty cool and really important, actually, for a lot of their stuff. Anyway, Ghostricks Stein has those two effects, and then when it inflicts battle damage, you can add one Ghostrick spell or trap card to your hand from your deck. However, you can only use this effect once per turn. It's 1600 points, it's a dark type. It's not an amazing beater, but it's not terrible, actually. I've run over quite a few things, and I've done quite a bit of damage with it, so it works out very nicely. I run 3 of them because you want to get through your deck pretty quickly, and you want to get to your field spell, which we'll get to later. Next, I run 2 Tour Guide of the Underworld. Easy rank 3 is easy. Easy field presence is easy. It's a Dark Fiend type. What else do you want? It's Tour Guide. If you honestly can't see how Tour Guide works in this deck, you should probably look at a beginner's guide. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Some people come back after a while, and they don't quite understand the mechanics of a deck, or XYZs, or synchros. And my recommendation is go figure out those mechanics, and just take a look-see, and you'll figure out how this card is really, really strong. Next we run 2 Ghostrick Jiangshi, or Qianshi. Again, it has the usual effect, cannot be normal summoned. Once per turn, you can flip it face down. And when this card is flipped face up, you can add 1 Ghostrick monster whose level is less than or equal to the number of Ghostrick monsters you control. So, for lack of a better word, this is basically your reinforcement of the army for Ghostricks on legs with an 1800 point body, or a defensive body. It's also a level 3, and it's not a fiend type, but oh well. It's a zombie, but it works out. This plus Stein gives you immense searching power, and you'll be very surprised at it. And you'll probably be this lets you search out things that you really, really need, like Mary, Spectre, or Lantern, or whatever you need for the situation. Anyway, next up, I personally like this card. I run 2 Ghostrick Witch. Again, it cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghostrick monster. Once per turn, you can change this card to face-up position, and once per turn, you can change 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and change it to face-down defense position. Now, it's either this or Yuki Onna, which is the next card. But if it's changed face-down, it cannot be flipped face-up because it wasn't set face-down. It's just changed face-down or something like that. But anyway, this card is just really annoying. It's a Book of Moon on legs, and Book of Moon is pretty freaking strong. And it's a rank 2, which lets me bring out my favorite card in this deck, because it's so freaking adorable. But we'll get to that later. Next up, we run 1 Yuki Onna. And, oh, wait, you're right. Never mind, I'm sorry. Witch, the opponent can still flip it back face up, but Yuki Onna is completely different. Cannot be normal summon unless you control a Ghostrick monster. Once per turn, you can change this card to face down position, and when this card is destroyed by battle, you can change the monster that destroyed it to face down defense position, and it cannot change its battle position at all. It is just stuck face down unless they have something to flip it face up by a card effect. That is ridiculously strong. However, it's still pretty situational. In all honesty, you could probably run one Witch and two Yuki Onna if you really wanted to. I just like Witch because I like the ability to repeatedly flip things face down, which is really, really strong once you get going. Anyway, I'm sort of testing this one card here. This is Ghostricks Cat Girl or Neko Masumi. Once again, it cannot be normal summoned unless you control a Ghostrick monster. You can change it face down defense position, and when a level 4 or higher monster is special summoned, normal or special summoned, change that monster to face down defense position. There must be another Ghostrick monster on the field to activate and resolve this effect. It's come in handy. It's also been dead. It's more you're flipping stuff face down, and you'll understand why that's ridiculously strong in this deck. But I think that I could probably replace this for something else or just cut it completely and throw it in Allure of Darkness, which I don't know why I'm not running it, but I guess I was just having fun with this. And this build here is more for fun. I want to emphasize that right now. This build is for fun, or if you just want to practice certain Ghostricks. This right here is probably the main Ghostricks you will ever use in terms of monsters. And so this little deck will help you get used to them without being too explosive or too complicated. All in all, this deck is pretty simple. Next, we run two Ghostrick Lanterns. Again, it has the usual effects. And when the opponent's monster declares a direct attack, or when a Ghostrick monster you control is targeted for attack, you can negate that attack, and you can special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position. It's an attack negation. It gives you field presence, and it flips itself face down. It's a rank 1, or it's a level 1, which opens up rank 1 plays. This is it's a very nice card. Honestly, I was running 3 of them, but then I wanted to try Cat Girl. But, yeah, this is a really, really good card. And speaking of really, really good level 1s, let's look at Ghostricks Spectre. Again, cannot be normal summoned, special summoned, unless you control another Ghostrick. When a Ghostrick monster you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Now, bear in mind, this card doesn't specify that it has to be on the field. So, if, hypothetically speaking, a person runs, makes you destroy a card from your hand. I can't think of a card off the top of my head. But, darn it. And it makes you destroy one of your monsters from your hand. You can special summon Spectre. And an important thing to note is that you can't Trap Tricks Trap Hole this, because the effect resolves before the summon. And, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Anyway, when a Ghostrick is destroyed, you can special summon this, and then you get to draw a card. It's really, really nice. It's more draw power, which really this deck really needed. And it's a level 1. And that opens up to one of your boss monsters, which is really nice. Then finally we have 3 Ghostrick Mary. When you take damage, you can discard this card, special summon 1 Ghostrick monster from your deck in face down defense position, but you can only use 1 per turn. Remember when I said that Stein is Jiangshi is basically your Rhoda? This is also a Rhoda, but better because you actually get to summon the thing that you search out. There's no reason why you shouldn't run 3 unless you really, really don't like special summoning for some reason. It's also a level 1 in a pinch, so you could go for rank 1 plays. It's a really good card. Next up, I run 3 Pot of Duality. You're really not special summoning all that much that the special summon negation really hurts you. It gives you more consistency, and it lets you get into more of your cards, which is really nice. Next, we have 1 Book of Moon. It's Book of Moon. And this deck loves flipping things face down, face up, whatever. And this is really strong. 3 Swords of Concealing Light. Now, for those of you who don't know what this card does, yes, it's basically a reverse Swords of Revealing Light. Except for the fact that if the opponent flip summons... Wait a second. When you activate this card, change all monsters on your opponent's side of the field to face down defense position. Completely opposite of Swords of Revealing Light. They cannot change their battle positions and destroy this card during your second standby phase after activation. So it, depending on timing, it destroys itself a bit earlier, but you'll love this card, especially once you see the next one, which is Ghostricks House or Ghostricks Mansion. This is a field spell that is ridiculous. And it's really, really good. I want to emphasize how good this card is, but I think you'll figure it out that it's really good. Monsters cannot attack face down defense position monsters, but it can attack directly if all monsters their opponent controls are face down defense position. All effect damage and battle damage inflicted by monsters other than Ghostricks monsters is halved. So, let's go over a situation. I have Stein and Jiangxi on the field. I searched out Ghostricks House, and I managed to have a sort of concealing light. So, Jiangxi's coming at you for 400, and Stein's coming at you for 1600. I get to search off of Stein, and I can just flip myself back face down, so you just have to attack me directly, but your damage is effectively halved. So, yeah, I'm going to win this very quickly. It's just a really, really good card. Honestly, though, it's a bit slow because you have to search it out, and it can be a dead draw if you draw it at the wrong time, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's a lot of fun. And it will single-handedly put a big bullseye on any Mystical Space Typhoons onto it. If your opponent has a Mystical Space Typhoon, they're probably going to blow up Ghostricks House, which can be a good or a bad thing, because you do have some very nice trap cards, too. Next up, I run one Needle Ceiling. Important thing to note, destroy all face-up monsters. If all my cards are face down, and all yours are face up, guess what? This is basically a Raigeki for me. And the only condition is there has to be 4 more monsters on the field, which really isn't too hard in today's meta. Yeah, it's really good. Next up, I run 2 Ghostricks Outs. Reveal 1 Ghostricks monster in your hand. This turn, Ghostricks cards you control and face down defense position monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. It's protection, and all you have to do is reveal something. And even if you reveal something, it's probably not going to influence the opponent's plays. They'll just know what you're going to do, and they'll basically resign themselves to their fate. Yeah, it's protection. Next up, we have 3 Ghostricks Panic. Target any number of face-down defense position monsters you control, change to the face-up defense position. Then count the number of Ghostricks monsters among them. And if you do, change that many face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position. Minimum of 1. Remember what I said about Ghostricks like flipping back and forth, face-up, face-down? This is another card that helps that. Honestly, thinking about it, I'd probably switch one of these for another Ghostricks out. But I've had a lot of fun with this card, and it's really, really, really stupid. Especially with other cards. Next up we have Ghostricks Merry-Go-Round or Ghostricks Roll Switch. Once returned during the battle phase, you can activate one of these effects. Target 1 Ghostricks monster you control, change that to face-down defense position, and if you do, change 1 face-down defense position monster your opponent controls to face-up attack position, or vice versa. It's more flipping. Basically, your ability to completely mess up an opponent's play just by changing their battle position is absolutely unrivaled. And this card really helps out. And while it says you can only use it once per turn, it's once per roll switch, so you can just keep flipping things back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which is really nice. And finally, my personal favorite trap card out of the Ghostricks, other than maybe Needle Ceiling, because Needle Ceiling, is Ghostricks Knight. And this card is mean. While a Ghostricks monster is on the field, your opponent cannot flip summon. When this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, your opponent cannot declare attacks for the rest of this turn. Okay. First off, with the amount of times I'm flipping you face down, odds are you're going to want to flip summon. This says no to that. And combine that with this, and I can just repeatedly hammer you forever directly with my Ghostricks. And even if you destroy it, well, I have a turn of safety where you can't attack me. Yeah, you can do your play, but Most decks win by attacking, and you can't attack me this turn. And the your possession part is pretty important because, again, if it's destroyed in the hand for whatever reason, it still goes off. That's pretty freaking fantastic. So, that's the main lineup of the Ghostricks. Again, the purpose of this deck is basically flip things face down, flip your shit face up, flip your shit face down at the end of your turn, attack directly while House is on the field, and just annoy the living hell out of your opponents forever. But, extra deck, it's a bit standard. There's nothing really too complicated about it, but there's still some cool stuff. We first run 2 Downward Magicians. It's a beater, basically. It's a piercing beater, I should say, which helps when you can flip stuff face down a lot. And you can easily bring it out by using Shy Neat Magician or Slacker Magician, which is easy to bring out between Spectre, Lantern, and Mary. And then overlay onto this, and it just becomes ridiculously strong. And it's a very nice beater. Plus, I really like the card. I just like the lore behind it. Next up, I'm playtesting this card. 1 Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. And that's quite the tongue twister. Once per turn, when this card is selected for an attack, you can attach 1 XYZ material. During this turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. Also, your opponent takes any battle damage you take from battles involving this card. Yeah, this card is pretty mean. And honestly, there are probably better options, but I just wanted something other than your next card, which is Ghostrick Alucard. And I run 2 of these things. First off, your opponent cannot target other Ghostrick monsters or any face-down defense position monsters for attacks. You can also detach 1 XYZ material from this card, and then target 1 set card your opponent controls and destroy that target. Stop right there. I protect my own stuff. Literally, every single card in my deck that I care about. The only card that's not protected is really Tour Guide, and Tour Guide shouldn't be on the field for more than 1 turn. And I can destroy stuff basically freely with how much I'm flipping stuff face down. Yeah, this is ridiculous, but it gets better. You can only use the effect of Ghostrick Alucard once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 other Ghostrick card in your graveyard and add that card to your hand. So even if it dies, you get more stuff in your hand. Really nice card. Next, I run 1 Time Tempo, the Percussion Djinn. This is basically filler, honestly. But it comes in handy to be able to slow down other opposing XYZs and just becoming a beater on its own. And honestly, I couldn't think of anything at the time when I made this. Plus, it looks adorable. Next, I have 1 Wind-Up Zen Mains, because it's Wind-Up Zen Mains. This thing is annoying as hell still. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This thing, number 49 Fortitude, also annoying as hell. Can't be destroyed or targeted by shit. And if it dies, you get to add 2 monsters, level 3 monsters from your graveyard and shuffle them both back into your deck. Yeah, this thing is really annoying. And, oh boy, this is my favorite card. Ghostricks Succubus, or I guess I should call it Ghostricks So Cute Boss. It's a rank 2 XYZ. While you control another Ghostrick monster, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. Okay, so it protects itself. Once a turn, you can attach 1 XYZ material from this card. Then target 1 face-up monster on the field with an attack less than or equal to the combined attack of all Ghostrick monsters on the field and destroy it. And if you do, that monster card zone cannot be used as long as you control another Ghostrick monster. Destruction for free, protection, it's adorable, and it locks down the opponent's field. I remember in a frog deck, a certain someone dropped 3 of these on me. So let's do a little bit of math here. What's 14 times 3? Oh, that's right, that's 4,200. 1,400 times 3 is 4,200. That means you can blow up anything that I play with less than 4,200 attack points. I can't attack, and he locks down 3 monster zones, so I can only effectively have 2 monsters on the field. That's pretty insane. Honestly though, as fun as this card is, you probably could run something else. I just use it because it's my favorite Ghostrick. It's just so adorable. Anyway, I also run one Gachi Gachi Gantetsu. It's a wall that can't die and it boosts up everything else, basically. That's the whole point of it. It's a staple, or was a staple. It's still a really good card. I'm surprised I'm not seeing it more. But it also works really well with Ghostricks So Cute Boss, or Succubus, or whichever one you want to call it. And it boosts up all your Ghostricks so you can pop more stuff with Succubus. Anyway, after that, we have rank 1, Ghostrick Dullahan. This card gains 200 attack for each Ghostrick card you control. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent face-up monster on the field. Have its attack until the end phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of the Ghostrick cards in your graveyard, add this card to your hand. So, I could have an attack power or something whenever I want. I get more attack power, the more stuff that's on the field. And I get to search stuff out of my graveyard if it dies. This plus Succubus is pretty brutal as well. I've had 2 Dullahans, 2 Succubuses out, and then 1 Gachi Gachi Gantetsu out at one time. And oh boy, that was just brutal. The opponent couldn't do a damn thing to me. It was a lot of fun, though. And then finally we have 2 Shiny Magicians. It's a wall thingy. It protects itself by detaching, and it lets you go into Downward. All in all, it's a really fun card. So that's the fun variant of Ghostricks, and yeah. This is what I'd recommend that people start with. It opens your brain up to the mindset of Ghostricks, which is basically be as annoying as fucking possible. It's so much fun. One of my friends refuses to play me if I use this deck unless I warn him beforehand, and even then he'll probably say no, fuck you. Good times. Anyway, as for the next one, we have Ghostrick 2.0. Now this is a very, very, very different setup of the Ghostricks. This is way more aggressive and way more complicated. But all in all, I think this is probably the most competitive form. I believe a deck similar to this actually went in the top 8 at regionals recently. But anyway, let's get into it. 3 Jiangxi, it's your wall thing. It searches out your monsters. It's really solid. 3 Spectre because it's Spectre. 3 Mary because if you're not running 3 Mary, you must be poor and don't have enough money for 3 Mary, or you're just really bad at this game. I can understand the first one, but if you have 3 Mary and you're not running 3 Mary, you better have a damned good reason, like all of a sudden Raigeki is legal at your locals and you couldn't figure out what to take out, so you took out a Mary. Next, we have 2 Ghostrick Frost, and this is one that I like but don't like. But I like it because it's more flipping face down stuff. But I don't know why I don't really like it, but it works out really well in this because it's more rank 1 plays. This card cannot be normal summon, blah blah blah. When the opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can change that the opponent's monster to face down defense position, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position. So it's sort of like Lantern in the way that it reacts to attacks, but I honestly like Lantern more, but I could see where Frost would be useful, for instance against Bujins. If memory serves, Bujin Yamato. Yeah, Bujin Yamato only has 200 defense, so Yamato attacks directly. You summon this, it flips face down, and then you run it over with a snowman. The mighty Yamato, this mythical warrior thing, just got beaten by a little kitty snowman. Yeah, that's embarrassing. Anyway, we also run 3 Curry Bandit. This is a really good card, actually. And you'll see why I run these in a bit, and why they're better than Duality. During the end phase, if this card was normal summon, you contribute this card. Excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. Bear in mind, excavate, not mill. Might be important. Keep that in mind, though. You can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can add 1 excavated spell trap card to your hand, and send the remaining cards to your graveyard. Excavating is basically milling, and then showing what you mill, whereas, discard from the top of your deck like Light Sworns, they have to be milled. So it can be kind of confusing. But keep that in mind. It's also level 3, so you can search it out with one of your 3 tour guides if you really need to. If you only have 2, and then you have draw the 3rd, and then you search out your Curry Bandit because you don't need the effect, and then you XYZ play. It's really nice. Then we have 1 Dark Arm Dragon. Thanks to the Curry Bandits, we're going to be going through our deck pretty quickly and getting darks in the graveyard. So if we have 3 exactly in the graveyard and we drop this thing, it's a win con in and of itself. 2800 attack, banishing dark type monsters, destroy 1 card on the field. Yeah, and you could do this multiple times in 1 turn. Yeah, that's pretty strong. And then finally we have 3, the Dark Creator. If I have 5 or more dark type monsters in the graveyard, I can special summon this thing. Oh, and I have to have no other monsters, blah blah blah. Once returned, you can remove from play 1 dark monster in your graveyard to special summon 1 dark monster from your graveyard. Yeah, that's really strong. It's important to note that as long as Dark Arm Dragon or another Dark Creator is special summoned normally first, you can bring it out. Oh wait, no, not Dark Arm Dragon, but other Dark Creators, you could bring it out with another Dark Creator so long as you summoned it normally first. This is probably your boss monster second only to this thing. If you could get Dark Arm Dragon, that's wonderful. But Dark Creator will win you games. Anyway, I run 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. I'd love to slip a 3rd in, but I need every slot I can get. And this is basically the best way to do it. Besides, if they're really going to... You have enough back row protection in the form of 2 trap stuns. And all sorts of other fun stuff. So, moving on. We run 1 Allure of Darkness. Yeah, it's Allure of Darkness. What more do you want? Next up, we run 1 Dark Hole. It's Dark Hole. Do I need to explain what Dark Hole does? If I do, then please look at the starter deck Yugi and read it. Anyway, this is the interesting card that I saw someone else use, and I wanted to try my own hand at making a deck like it. And it's called Rank Up Magic Astral Force. You target 1 XYZ material you control of the highest rank. Then special summon from your extra deck 1 XYZ monster that is 1 or 2 ranks higher than that monster you control by using it as an XYZ material. All materials attached to the target also become XYZ materials to the summoned monster. That's pretty cool. During your draw phase, instead of conducting your normal draw phase, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Now that's pretty cool, because if I choose not to take it with Curry Bandit, I can just add it next turn. Really nice. This is basically your key card, basically. It lets you go into rank 5s, rank 6s, really easily. And we'll go into the extra deck, and you'll see some pretty cool cards. Because rank 5s are all really strong, but they're so awkward to bring out, and this just made it so much easier. Anyway, this is a bit of an interesting tech that I discovered. I won't say that I'm the first to use it. I saw someone else use it, and I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to try using it myself. But basically, activate only if there are 7 or more dark type monsters in your graveyard. Remove from play 5 dark monsters from your graveyard to draw 3 cards. With the amount of stuff that we're sending to the graveyard with Curry Bandit and such, it's not hard to end up with 7 or more darks in the graveyard. It lets us manipulate our grave a bit for a Dark Arm Dragon. It works out really nicely. And drawing 3 cards is pretty damn strong. And you don't really need too much in your graveyard anyway, unless you mess up your Dark Creator play. In which case, you just misplayed, basically. Anyway, 1 soul, and then finally we have 1 soul charge, because it's motherfucking soul charge. This card is still at 3, and I'm kind of questioning why, but I'm going to abuse the fuck out of it while it's still here. For those of you who don't know what it does, target any number of monsters in your graveyard, special summon them. And if you do, pay 1,000 life points for each monster special summoned, and you can't attack or conduct your battle phase this turn. And you can only activate 1 per turn. Yeah, that's right. Those 5, you just got Dark Hold, and 4 of your monsters just died. This card lets you bring them all back. Yeah, for 4,000 life points. But, honestly, it's It's not nearly big enough of a cost for the amount of plays you could pull off with it. Finally, we run one Solemn Warning, one Torrential, one Bottomless. These are staples. I don't think I need to explain them. I'd love to fit Compulse in here somewhere, but honestly, the other cards are more important, as much as I love Compulse. Next up, we run two Trap Stun. It's Trap Stun. This is probably my favorite trap card in the entire game. It's just an off switch. It lets you do a whole bunch of plays, lets you explode without too much worry of the opponent's plays. Yada, yada, yada. Fun, fun, fun. Two Needle Sealing. Again, while it's not quite as good, you could still flip all your stuff face down except for a select few, and you could even special summon stuff that protects itself anyway. Yeah, it's still really, really strong. And finally, three Reckless Screeds. Again, this is probably more filler, but this deck is slow, so this helps speed it up. Yeah, that's all that's really is to say about it. It's just a speed up. As for the extra deck, we run one Felgrand, Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. It's an effect negator. It protects itself by negating its own effects, and it's really only there if I get two Dark Creators out and I just want something bigger. Next up, we have one number 61 Volcarasaurus. Once returned, you can detach one extra Z material from this card to target one face-up monster your opponent controls to destroy that target. Then inflict damage equal to the original attack power of that card. This card cannot attack the opponent directly. During the turn, you activate this effect. Easy destruction, easy bird damage, 2,500 point beater, easy to bring out. Yeah, yes please. Now we have Crimson Knight Vampire Bram, or whatever. This is a bit of a fun card too. You can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that target to your side of the field. But if you do, only that monster can attack for the rest of this turn. You can only use the effect of Crimson Knight Vampire Bram once per turn. During the standby phase of the next turn after this card you control was destroyed by a opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, and sent from the graveyard, special summon it from the graveyard in face-up defense position. So it revives itself, it lets you take opponent's stuff. This is a really, really good card. I don't think I really need to explain that. Next up, we have Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis. While this card is XYZ, this card effects can only be resolved while it has XYZ materials. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. During each end phase, detach one XYZ material from this card. Again, more free destruction, more free protection. It just creates a bunch of pressure, and it's 2,600 points of attack, so you can run over a lot more stuff. So it's a really good card, and it's easy to bring out thanks to this. Next up, we have one Archfiend Seraph. If this face-up card were to be destroyed, you could detach two XYZ materials from this card instead. When the last XYZ material from this card is detached from this card, inflict 1,500 points of damage to your opponent. The secondary effect isn't really important, but it's still nice. The 1,500 point damage is really, really nice, and you'll be detaching quite frequently, honestly, if you're just slamming into stuff. It's 2,900 points of attack, really strong card, really, really nice stuff. Next up, we have one Downer Magician. I've already talked about this card. It's really, really strong, except we actually can bring it out the ordinary way. If you really need to, if you just want to run through stuff. Honestly, you probably won't be using this, but it still comes in handy every now and then. Two Alucard. It's Alucard. It's free destruction of back row at the worst. It's protection for your Ghostricks. Yeah, this is a boss monster for a reason. One Jetasaurus, it's a rank 3 that lets you lead into this thing. But, when this card destroys an opponent's monster, it's the graveyard. You can detach one XYZ material. You can inflict 1,000 points of damage. Not terrible, not too stellar. Pretty easy to do. Next up, we have one Ghostricks Succubus. I had to fit this card in somewhere. You probably could replace it with a third Alucard. Uh, Honestly though, I just love this card too much. One wind-up Zenmains, it's Zenmains, it's a really good card, yada yada yada, good card, it should be in the deck. One Leviar the Sea Dragon, you're banishing quite a bit, and being able to bring that stuff back is really nice. It also helps with manipulating the graveyard for Dark Armed and all that fun stuff. And it's easy to bring out. One Mecha Equipped Engineer, this is mostly here so I can go into this. Or yeah, that's basically it. But it's also a really useful card in and of itself. You can detach an XYZ material, target one face-up attack position monster you control, change it to face-up defense position, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Still a very useful effect. And finally, two Dullahands. It's Dullahan. If you could summon Dullahan, you should play it. Dullahan. It's a good card. Even if you're not using exclusively Ghostricks, it's a really good card. Side deck, it's really up to you. Probably want to put that third MST in there, but it really depends on what matchups you don't like. Imperial Iron Wall, while it might seem a bit odd, would be the ultimate off switch to Bujins other than Light Imprisoning Mirror. And even then, Light Imprisoning Mirror doesn't hit Bujins completely, so it's still a really good card. All in all, play this deck out, figure out what decks you don't like, find side cards that you like personally, and make the deck your own. Anyway, that's Gustos. That's 2 deck profiles in 1 video. I hope you all enjoyed, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And thank you all so much for all your support. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, this is the Gamer Ninja. Have fun messing with your opponents with Ghostricks, and see you later.